good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to Silver Tent TV. I'm your host, Siobhan A Riordan, along with my dog Elsa, who we know sometimes can join in, but we just go with it. The Silver Tent is a global online platform for women over 50. It's a place to come and be supported and nurtured so you can pursue those dreams that are yet to be realised. And it's also a place to share the wisdom of women that by the very nature of our age, we've been through round the blocks a few times. And with that in mind, I'm delighted to welcome Lesley Mulvihill from Positively Powered. A very warm welcome to you, Lesley.
Thank you, Siobhan. It's lovely to be here with you.
And today we're going to talk about one of the things that the founder of the Silver Tent, Francesca Cassini, often talks about, is that she founded the vision with the sense of trying to create what she calls conscious co-creative collaboration between women. And Lesley and I are here today to share a personal story about what that can look like in practice. And it kind of begins with me in that during these times of COVID, we've heard about lots of horrible stories and the impact that it's had on so many people's lives. And I'm one of those people. COVID's had a consequence for me that has been life-changing, which is that I work in the charity sector. And of course, the charity sector is decimated by what's happening. And I, like many others, have been made redundant. So here I am, 57 years of age. I'm completely reliant on my wage packet. And suddenly it's gone from me. And what do I do? So I was in a kind of place of despair and real fear. I don't have family, I don't have assets, I don't have any safety net there to fall back on. And I kind of put up a video in Silver Synergy, the membership side of the Silver Tent. And it was a video of fear and despair. Saying I've decided I'm going to have to set up a business and go online, and I'm not sure what to do. And suddenly this remarkable woman next to me on screen decided to reach out. So I wanted, my first question to you, Lesley, was what made you reach out to me?
Well, when you go through a crisis and you have this shock and trauma, there is a sense that you are alone. And being in Synergy, we're never alone. And you've put out so much work for Synergy that I wanted to return the favour and support you in part of this process. So it was the idea that Synergy is a space of collaboration and friendship, and we are all one big family, ideally. So I just thought I would reach out to a sister and offer some support, and then we went from there.
And that strong sense of empathy that you have with that, I'm alone in the world, also comes from your own story, Lesley. Would you share a bit about that with us?
Well, my story is, I was raised in the UK. All of my family, my friends were there. I moved to the States 38 years ago and have had to be very independent because even though I love living here, it is a completely different culture. And people look at you differently. They listen, they hear your voice differently. They have a different sense of humor. And so I love to connect with people from what I term as home. I always like to connect with people from home because people from home get me. So that's, why I joined Silver in the first place, was to have that connection with like-minded people who would hopefully understand my sense of humor and my weirdness that sometimes people here in Texas don't, So that's.
And you said something very powerful to me when we connected. You said, okay, I've cleared my schedule. You've got me for the next week. And where do we begin? And it was so took my breath away that somebody was willing to do that for me. And I started saying, well, I need a website. Oh, I build a website. And we won't look at money. It's okay. We're just going to do this. I've cleared my schedule. We're going to get going. And and talking to you helped me to articulate what it was that I wanted. You know, you kind of began with, well, what do you want? And my first response to you was, I want to spend my days with Elsa, with my dog. And I think that's kind of where it began. It began from that place of deep love for this creature that's in my life, helping to keep me alive every day because I have a terminal heart condition. And that's where my journey began. And then it was, you know, what do I want to do? Well, I love working online. I've been a home-based worker for decades. I love technology and what it enables us. And thirdly, I'm a passionate educator, and my life history is of designing and creating learning programs for adults. So it was those kind of three things. And this is where Positively Powered came into play. And I would like you to share with us a bit about what is Positively Powered.
Well, Positively Powered was created after my journey with cancer. It was when I went through that journey, I had a mindset that I had to be positive to come through it. And it was not about just being happy or putting on a happy face or, you know, keeping upbeat in light of a tough situation, but it was about digging deep and finding those tools to create a positive outcome. And when you are faced with a health challenge and you are self-employed, as I was, you don't just lose your health, you lose your business. And so I decided to restructure my business from that point on and make it all about how to have positive outcomes and how to find positive solutions and how to instill that in your mind. Because ultimately, if you truly believe something and you set it in your mindset, you can create. I mean, my belief is that you can create it. And so that goes on then to create not just thriving in good health, but it's thriving in your business. It's all interrelated, thriving in relationships, you know, thriving in your community. And then putting it all together so that we're not isolated, we are part of a community and having community support. And so that's where Positively Powered originally stemmed from. And that's its goal for the future, is to provide support and community, but people who want positive outcomes.
And you brought something extraordinary to the table as well. You brought all of that really practical expertise that you have around designing businesses, around website building, around digital marketing. And once you gave me that platform, that was it. You couldn't stop me, could you?
No.
I was whizzing away. I kind of came to life, and my passion and my love for learning and for being having that privilege of being an educator kind of really came alive. And we did something that most people can't contemplate. We built a business in 3 weeks.
Yeah, very powerful. But that is all thanks to your determination and your energy and your momentum that you were inspired to create. And once you started on that, you know, once you had that empowerment, there was no stopping you. You just kept going and going and going.
Yeah, because you gave that foundation and you gave that structure in which to put all of that content. It was really interesting. Another friend was talking with me yesterday and talking about the business they longed to create, but just, you know, and never got off the ground. And like me, they didn't have that crisis of redundancy kind of thing. But, you know, they said, I just want someone to hold my hand. And that's exactly what you did for me. You held my hand through those moments of fear, and took me to a place where anything seemed possible. And everything has become possible now because we have Learning Communities Network up and running on the web. and I'm a real product of Positively Powered in Action.
Yeah, you really are. And that's the whole thing about Positively Powered. It is about empowering people. So when I work with people, I hate for them to be dependent on me. I don't just build a website, I teach them how to do the website, how to maintain it, how to make edits, because so many people, one of the things that really frustrates me is that so many people pay a lot of money for a website and then they're held hostage by their web developer. If they ever want to make a change, they have to pay, an hourly rate, which is often, really high. They have no control over their own message, and they want to change it. They want to be authentic. So it's building a website is not just somebody doing the work for you. It's a collaboration to create an authentic message of who you are and what message you're sending out to the world. So it's a partnership. It's not somebody just does it for you and then you sign the check and that's it, you're done. You're not. You now are empowered to continue on the journey and continue to make change as you grow, as Learning Communities Network grows, and you'll add more courses and you'll add more team members, and there'll be so much more as it develops even further. And you can be able to update that, do whatever you want, whenever you want it, because now you are empowered to do it.
I am, and I'm smiling from inside as well as outside, because that is exactly what you've done, and you've given me that confidence. And I'm aware it was a beautiful dance between us, and you would create something, and then we'd both look at it, and then we'd both kind of go away, and we'd come back, and and I'd say something like, I don't think I like that, and you'd say, oh no, neither do I. And there was that real co-creation and collaboration going on constantly between us, and what a beautiful dance it was.
It was. And as and now we know each other a lot better too. I mean, that is another product. We have
absolutely, and I taught you to say fuck as well.
Yes, and I won't tell you what else you taught me to say.
I know. I think our audience would be too shocked at that. But yeah. You were I think I'm going to say F-U-C-K, and I actually got you to put the words together into a word. You see, Elsa's coming here now down beside me. You can feel our joy. So I really want to, cannot recommend Lesley enough for anyone who is starting out, for anyone that needs somebody to hold their hand, but for anyone who needs someone that gets it about being a solopreneur and creating a new enterprise. That we all need a Lesley in our lives, and Positively Powered is a fantastic product, for want of a better word, that you have created from your wealth of experience in, I would say, body, mind, heart and soul. There's 4 elements of human existence.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Siobhan.
So this is conscious co-creative collaboration, and Elsa's getting very excited. I'll have to step back so that she can maybe pop up and say hello. But this is there she is. This is look, and this is Elsa's joy as well, because she knew ultimately this is why I was doing it, was to be able to be with her. So this is conscious co-creative collaboration in action, and this is Lesley and Siobhan signing out from Silver Tent TV.